May 8th, 2017. That's the day our lives changed significantly. Me, Shizuka, Abby, and especially Lydia. On this day, on the fourth visit in a week to the vet, they finally explained her eye condition was not improving and we needed a specialist immediately. Racing on a bicycle in the heat to get to the doctor before he closed, and Lydia in constant pain is something I will always remember. I'll also never forget the doctor telling me she has glaucoma in her right eye. Up until that point, my image of glaucoma was an elderly person with sunglasses. Now, I was being told it's a common trait in Shiba Inus. Part of me still believed he was going to tell me it was curable, maybe a special dog glaucoma. Unfortunately, my ignorance in eye diseases was not to be validated. Just as in humans, eventually her right eye would become completely blind. While I was pleased she was finally getting proper medication, the doctor added it often eventually affects both eyes. I sat there trying to rewind the tape and hoped I was misunderstanding the Japanese. But alas, my ears were hearing correctly, and life took a quick left turn. The doctor continued to explain Lydia was suffering from the Super Bowl of headaches. Normal eye pressure was 13. Lydia's was 52. He told me to go home and every 15 minutes give her eye drops for the next 4 hours to see how low we could get her eye pressure down. We got it down to 18. Okay, seems like we fixed it. Or not. Now I was about to be told about the eye drop schedule. Every 6 hours, eye drops. Okay, until when? A week? A month? No. For the rest of her life, or the eye goes blind. Whichever comes first. While I wanted to complain about the 4 a.m. eye drops, I tried to remember who was suffering the most. While Lydia gradually returned to the old Lydia, I couldn't help but be bitter towards the original vet for making us visit 4 times, making us believe they knew the problem until they threw their hands up, which, because of the delay, cost Lydia vision in her right eye. Now, Lydia, headache-free, was very unimpressed with the new schedule, despite treats to entice her cooperation. Abby signed on as her manager to oversee the operation for a cut of the treats. In fact, Abby became the time clock manager, alerting us to Lydia's eye drop times in case we forgot. Soon after this drama, we were off on weekend trips to Chiba, which the two lived for. We also ventured down to Izu one summer day. We stayed at a beautiful dog hotel facility where they had photography opportunities, after-dinner games, and a race. Each day, a timed race was held, and the top 10 times of the year would be invited back for a finals race in December. Abby dominated the after-dinner games, such as musical chairs and not reacting to the battery-operated kitten. But with her short legs and a penchant for treats, she wasn't going to be competitive in the race. We rested all our hopes on Lydia for that. We had witnessed her sprinting hundreds of times and considered her not just a competitor, but the odds-on favorite. 50-meter dash, her specialty. We even began to discuss when we could come back in December for the finals. We prepped her, got her focused, revved her up to chase us. The problem was going to be looking surprised when she won and acting humble while receiving the prize. But the gods have a funny way of bringing all back to reality. Lydia lost. But more than lose, she didn't even try. She trotted like a Budweiser horse. Our only explanation was she freaked out being the center of attention, surrounded by strangers. That's the one variable we couldn't prepare for her. In addition to feeling like a failure as a parent watching their kid not put forth their best effort, we had others console us with, "Your girl tried so hard." I now understand how slippery the slope is, being proud and disappointed with your child. On the positive side, we got over it, eventually. We had a family trip in Izu later in the summer with Baba and the cousins. This is where we started to think about getting a permanent place to come visit. A place the girls could call their own and be comfortable. While Izu was very nice, the return trip to Tokyo sometimes took 7 hours for typically a 3-hour drive, therefore eliminating it from consideration. The search began and ended in Chiba, to be more precise, Onjuku. We recalled how nice it was to be on a huge beach with not many people, and were ecstatic to find a place close to the beach that we could visit a couple times a month. It was to be called Juku Juku, and we had it by year end to enjoy the New Year's holiday season. Now the mere mention of Juku Juku brings cries of joy from Abby and Lydia. This is where we are now. The two girls are closer than ever. Abby looks out for Lydia, and Lydia obeys Abby, no question. Lydia has started to utilize her nose thanks to Abby, and Abby so loves having the company of Lydia when they are left to watch the house. Recently, we had a couple of scares. Lydia's other eye began showing signs of glaucoma, so we had to have surgery to save the vision. She has recovered wonderfully. Abby had a benign tumor removed, and now I have reason to feel her up and check her body for abnormalities, which she hates.
We've had a lot of fun over the years. I never could have imagined buying a car or a vacation place for my dogs. They've improved me as a better person for the planet. And I've concentrated more on their happiness than anyone else in my life, giving them experiences, exercising them regularly, feeding them properly, with a few treats on the side. Shh. But the one thing I can't do, and I'm wrestling over in my head, is how to stop them from aging. The universal immutable law of aging. Usually, I figure the solution to the problem lies in the equation. Unfortunately, this equation is living thing equals die. And no matter how I look at it, it won't change. So, until I can find a solution, we're taking it one day at a time and enjoying the next meal, the next walk, the next car trip, the next treat.
A linebacker from Suginamiku, Abigail, Sakura, Drees, go! The defensive back out of Tokorozawa, Saitama Prefecture, a freshman, number 21, Lulu, Drees!